Window 3 is just a week away, and these summer windows are just a treat to us basketball fans. A quarter of all countries are going to get eliminated from contention this window, and so the stakes are so high in these games. Teams are playing for their lives, and on top of that, every league around the world pretty much is in their off season. Every country has the ability to send their top end talent, their best basketball players, to represent them on the hardwood. NBA stars like Nikola Jokic, Lauri Markkanen, Alperen Şengün, and even NBA champion Karl Anthony Towns are slated to play this next weekend. These games are going to be such a fun watch, and I can't wait to give you guys recaps of all of the action. With all these big names playing, you may be asking, who did the US send? The basketball powerhouse of the world with the deepest player pool. Well, let's just go through it. All right, taking a look at the players here. First, we've got Pedro Bradshaw, who currently plays for the Maine Celtics. He's an athletic, high motor wing, a little bit of FIBA experience, no NBA experience yet, but we'll see how he does on the floor. Jacob Gilliard, the 5'8", small, pesty defender, and a pretty good playmaker as well. He's been playing over in the France Pro A League. Next, we've got Kevon Harris of the Xinjiang Flying Tigers in the CBA, and he's a gritty, defensive-minded guard. I think he'll actually have a good role on this team. Dewan Hernandez, currently playing in the Korean Basketball League. He's your typical athletic, rim-running big, provide decent minutes behind our starting center, who I'll get to later. Eli Pemberton, who's been playing in the Polish Basketball League. He's a crafty scoring combo guard, had a couple good years at Hofstra and some other colleges in the NCAA. I'll see if he gets solid minutes. He does have a lot of FIBA experience under his belt, which maybe will come in handy. Orlando Robinson, this is one of my favorite selections of the team, actually. He's a big man from the Memphis Hustle. He's got a ton of NBA experience relative to the rest of the roster, that is. He's just your typical inside-out center. He hustles on the boards, he provides decent rim protection, sets hard screens, does all the dirty work. And then he can also stretch the floor a little bit, so we'll see if that comes to play against the DR in Mexico. Moving on, we got Matt Ryan, and not the Falcons' former quarterback. High volume sharpshooter, currently playing in the Euro League for Dubai Basket. He'll provide some quality floor stretching ability, and I think he'll get some solid minutes within this group. Next, we've got Terry Taylor, former Chicago Bull, actually. Undersized rebounder. He's only about 6'5", but plays the power forward, and he plays it decently well. He is your prototypical crash the glass, high energy, sort of Kenneth Faried type of guy. Then the next two players are just sharpshooters. We got Jared Utoff, who's a versatile stretch forward, a little bit bigger than our other shooters on the roster, and Gabe York, a sniper guard who lights it up from deep. He's a little bit one-dimensional, but he does what he's good at very well. The last two players I felt were amazing selections, and they're really going to be the backbone of this Team USA roster for Window 3. First, we got Mike James, the point guard from AS Monaco. He's only 6'1", and he's on the older side at 35 years old. But if you look at the archetype I gave him, he's a scoring supernova. This guy is incredible. I recently learned that he's the all-time leading scorer in the EuroLeague, which is the second highest basketball league in the world. He's got plenty of NBA experience. When he was in the NBA, he was actually pretty productive, almost averaging 9 points per game. And James has just gotten it done at every single stop he's been at in the EuroLeague. The ability to average 16 points like he does this season is just a testament to how talented he is on that end of the floor. Looking at some of the value adds here, Mike James brings elite shot making, like I was talking about. He can do it from all three levels. His three-point percentage doesn't scream out at you like he's an amazing shooter, but I think the difficulty of shots really plays into that percentage being as low as it is. And I think on the FIBA stage, you'll see those percentages at a much higher clip from deep. Second one here, we've got pick and roll navigation, and this is going to be huge with Jay Huff, the player I'll mention next. I'll talk a little bit more about how they'll play off of each other when I get to Jay Huff. But when Mike James has a solid big man at his disposal, his pick and roll navigation is fantastic. And when he's working with a good big man like he has in Jay Huff, it will be a sight to see, I promise. His ability to read the floor and understand when the switch is coming late to get downhill or to stop and pop for a solid mid-range shot, or to dump it off to the big man or throw a lob. He has so many options, and he is so good at every single one of them. Next, we've got ball handling and creation. Mike James is definitely known for his scoring, but I think his passing really goes underrated, and he had his best passing season of his entire career this past year in the EuroLeague. He has a 3.42 assist to turnover ratio, which, if you're unfamiliar with the stat, anything above 2 shows that you're a good passer. Anything above 3 shows that you are an exceptional passer. So I think that that's a testament to his vision on the floor, and I think that'll definitely show itself against Dominican Republic and Mexico. I'd also like to say he has one of the tightest handles in the entire EuroLeague. He has a ball on a string. His change of pace is just unreal, and I think that's also what opens up so many of his scoring opportunities. So his vision alongside his amazing dribbling ability is definitely going to be a gift to this Team USA team. Fourth, and this one doesn't really show itself in the box score, but it's just offensive gravity. His ability to cause double teams or to make the defense game plan around him really opens up shooters for open opportunities. It opens up other guys for isolation buckets and easy cuts, backdoor. So I think his ability to have the defense focus their attention on him will just open up so many opportunities for the number of shooters that are on the roster and for the big man, Huff. And finally, I alluded to this a little bit earlier, but just his FIBA rules experience. He's been playing in the EuroLeague for over a decade now, so he understands the FIBA rule set incredibly well. He understands the style of play and also what works at this stage. EuroLeague and FIBA use very, very similar rule sets, and I think sometimes Team USA can get burned by trying to play more of like a G League or NBA style. Moving on, we've got Huff, the big man from the Indiana Pacers. He's 7'1", 28 years old, so he's in the midst of his prime, and his player archetype is just a stretch post anchor. First off, we've got post finishing. Huff is a fantastic interior scorer, great dunker. He's got his signature behind the back dunk, which it seems like he does more than just a regular dunk. And then I alluded to this earlier, that two-man game with Mike James. I think he's gonna set such hard screens and roll to the rim incredibly well, just like he does with Tyrese Halliburton and some of the other guards that he's played with. He can put down lobs, he controls the boards incredibly well, and then he also, like I mentioned with the floor spacing ability, he offers that unique skill set with the ability to stretch the floor that'll just open up driving lanes for some of his teammates that prefer to drive to the rim. We've talked about his offense. What does he bring on defense? And I think this is actually what he's known for. Absolute top tier rim protection. Huff was third in the entire NBA in blocks per game, behind Wemby and Chet, which that's pretty good shot blocking company to be in. And he got nearly 2 blocks per game on way less minutes than Wemby and Chet were getting, something like 20, 21 minutes per night, which that is fantastic. And I think he's going to be a nightmare for other teams trying to get to the rim. He's going to block so many shots, and I can't wait to see his rim protection against these guards and players that aren't used to big men like this. Now, there really is just a two-headed monster with Huff and James. But I do think their supporting cast is a little rough, especially compared to the last window, where I thought the team was actually pretty deep. They focus more on players this summer that are familiar with FIBA rules and play in overseas leagues, rather than their typical crop of G League talent. I'm just a bit worried also that there's a lack of true NBA experience within this roster. Last window, we had guys like Brandon Knight and Elfrid Payton, who both had played 450 games plus in their NBA tenures, and this team just doesn't have that outside of Huff, who has played maybe 200 games in his NBA career and is currently in the league. Another thing I'm worried about is the shooting. I think having your point guard and your center be your two best players is a fantastic strategy for FIBA play, but I don't think the shooters are as good as last window. Looking at it here, we've got Jacob Gilyard at 35%, Kevon Harris at nearly 40%, Matt Ryan at 40% when he played in the NBA, Jared Utoff at 38.5%, and Gabe York at nearly 36%. They don't have the efficiency that the last group had, if you watch my last video on the Window 2 team. And also, the guys that are shooting it over 5 times a night have the lowest efficiency of the list if you look at Gilliard and York. So I don't know. I'm hoping that the shooters come to play. It is only 2 games, so really anything can happen. A guy can get hot, or the entire team can get hot if you look at our Mexico game last window. But I'm hoping the shooters come to play and prove me wrong here. Talking about some of the other areas of the game here, I'm a little worried about the perimeter defense. Mike James is clearly going to carry the offensive load for this team and wasn't brought in by USA Basketball to be a defensive standout. But he's definitely going to have to rely on his teammates to cover on that end of the floor. Kevon Harris is a great defender, but Dominican Republic's guards in Jan Montero, Andres Feliz, Chris Duarte, and a few others are better than any guard he's playing against currently in the CBA. That being said, he does have NBA experience, and he does stay in front of his guy well. He has quick hands and quick feet, and I expect him to hold his own very well on that end of the floor. But in the minutes where he's off of the floor, I'm looking down the roster and I'm just not seeing where there's another good perimeter defender. Jacob Gilliard is great at getting into passing lanes and being pesky, but given his size at 5'8", he's pretty limited, and he's not someone you're expecting to shut down the opposing team's best guard. And a 5'8" Jacob Gilliard and a 6'1" Mike James would be a very small backcourt. Now, one of the bright spots is rebounding should not be an issue. I really like Orlando Robinson and his ability to crash the boards and be a traditional big man down low. And then Terry Taylor, like I was alluding to earlier, never-ending hustle and should ensure that the rebounding battle is at least competitive, which has been a problem for Team USA teams of the past. So I think our rebounding game should be okay. Also, Huff, like I mentioned earlier, is a great rebounder. So between those 3 guys, I'm hoping rebounding shouldn't be an issue for us. Now, I like this roster a little bit less than I liked the Window 2 roster, but I think they would be competitive if the 2 were to play against each other. The issue is our opponents got way better than what we saw in Window 2, and we're playing the same opponents that we played. The Dominican Republic roster especially is loaded. It is so stacked. They released their preliminary roster, and some of the guys on here, I could not believe that they were going to play. We've got guys like Kobe Brea making his FIBA debut, Angel Delgado, their super high energy big man who's played some NBA minutes, Chris Duarte, who I mentioned earlier, great shooter, Lester Quinones, Luis Montero, David Jones-Garcia, who was amazing in the AmeriCup and then also with Wemby in the Summer League. And then they brought their high-name guys as well. Al Horford, at 40 years old, looks like he's going to be suiting up. And then Karl Anthony Towns, he just won a championship, and somehow they're talking him into at least practicing with the team. We'll see if he actually plays, but this team could be a problem for the U.S., and I think on paper, they're the much better team. Team USA lost to Dominican Republic in Window 2, and they're playing against a stronger Dominican Republic this time around. So I liked the team in Window 2, and they let me down, going 1-1. Hopefully the opposite will be true this window, and I'm just always wrong. I would love that if we went 2-0. In all honesty, if this were any other country rolling out a roster of 10 former NBA guys, including 1 current player and a top 10 EuroLeague star, we would be thrilled, right? We would be so happy. But I think just with the pool that we have, I'm at least pretty disappointed in the roster that they rolled out. Now, if I had to project what the starting lineup was going to look like, I think I'm really confident that Mike James is going to be starting at point guard, obviously. But I think for his 2 guard playing alongside him in the backcourt, I think Kevon Harris makes the most sense with his perimeter defense. He's a little bit bigger for a guard, 6'5"-ish. So I think that'll work really well. He can guard the other team's best guard. At the 3, I think Matt Ryan makes the most sense. Very, very good shooter. He is awesome at moving off ball and finding the open shot on the 3-point line. So I think he makes sense at the 3. At the 4, we've got Terry Taylor. Good defender, good hustle guy, will crash the glass. Though he's undersized, he plays much bigger than he is. And I think also with the guy at the 5, Huff, that I project to be the starter. I don't think his size deficiencies will limit his impact on the court at all. So, and then Huff, at the 5, he's going to be a fantastic rebounder, shot blocker, and just provide a dominant interior presence for the Americans. Hopefully I didn't sound too negative on this roster. I want to reiterate, this window is going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to watch Huff and Mike James play out there, and some of the other guys to, I don't know, maybe splash my radar, who I'm just a little bit more unfamiliar with. The opponents we're going up against in the Dominican Republic, with all of the NBA talent that they've sent, and Mexico's always a fun team to watch too. I am just beyond excited. I can't wait to have FIBA basketball back. And again, stay tuned for my post-game recaps. I loved making that video in Window 2, and plan to do another one in Window 3. And comment down below if there are any games you want me to watch and react to from either your country or just a team that you really like to watch. Be sure to let me know. I would love to tune in to the games that my followers and subscribers want me to tune into. Be sure to like and subscribe. As always, I've been Jake of Global Hoops View, and I will see you guys next time.